Welcome everybody. This is Wayne Toppila calling in from Bakersfield, California. I appreciate you all logging in today. This call happens every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. This call is basically to give you an easy access to start your day the right way. If you're on the East Coast or the Midwest, maybe plug in mid-afternoon and get some inspiration, some motivation, and some education, because we know that we're like batteries. As people, we need to be charged. We need to constantly be recharging. It's funny how people get in panic mode when our phones get low on battery, but we don't get in panic mode when our cells get low on battery. We always have to be plugging in and getting around, submersing yourself with positive, motivated people, and that's why we put this call together every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I want to congratulate you for getting on the call today, because it's very, very important to plug in. That tells us that you're motivated. That tells us that you want more out of life, not just in business, but out of life. That's what this call is for, is to help people in all aspects of life. So congratulations on taking the time, whether you're on here live or you're catching the recording. Just pat yourself on the back and say, great job, because at least you're doing what it takes to make yourself better today than you were yesterday. Today's call is just going to be 15, 20 minutes long. Got a few topics we're going to cover. We're going to cover basically the DMO, the daily method of operation that you hear about quite a bit in your business. What is the daily method of operation with this company? We're going to talk about following up, because following up is so very important. And in my opinion, this is where most people fail in business. They don't follow up. Then we're going to talk about how important it is to get a little bit better every single day in all aspects of life. And we're going to talk about, getting competitive when it comes to your business, to make sure no matter what, your business grows every single month, even if it's just by one customer or one business partner. I'm going to talk to you about beginning with the end in sight, and how important it is to know what's out there, because we're going to work way harder today if we know what's going to be happening in a year or two, versus just going out there and trying to make a couple $100 this week. So it's very important to begin with the end in sight. So we're going to start with the daily method of operation. And when you're in a home business, I assume if you're on here, you have some sort of entrepreneurship, you're in a home business. And for 75 years, home business, the daily method of operation, the entire platform was built on home parties and hotel meetings. And thank goodness for us, our power team and My Daily Choice and HempWorks has a system in place where we don't have to grind out at home parties and hotel meetings. But just know, you have to understand the concept, what it's going to take to get successful, okay? With those home parties and hotel meetings, I remember when I was brand new to the industry, way back in 2010, they showed me the method of operation, and it was home parties and hotel meetings. They showed me the formula. Heck, if I showed up to a party, if I had a party at my house and 5 people showed up, I was going to get a customer. I was going to get at least 1 or 2 customers every time I was at a party. So that I just went to work. The numbers made sense to me. If I'm at 5, 6 parties a week, my business is growing every single week. Every single night I was doing a presentation, my business was growing. See, I didn't know any better. I was ignorance on fire, but I had no other alternatives. I had to make it happen. It was a grind. And I'm telling you, anybody that's in other home businesses and doing that type of work, we need to reach out to them and show them we have a better way. Because our daily method of operation, our entire game plan is just filling up your funnel. See, I knew that if I went and did 5 or 6 presentations in a week and drove from house to house and city to city, at least my business is growing. Well, with what we have our hands on is special. All we have to do is fill up our funnel. Fill up, pre-enroll people, okay? Our pre-enrollment is our parties. Those are the home parties. That's where we present the opportunity. We get people in the system, and then we start following up. I'll get into following up later on in this call. But the first method is getting people in the free funnel. That is it. And you're going to hear a lot of leaders. We have incredible leaders on this team, the Power team led by the Parkers, who are incredible. They've been in this industry for 20 years. You hear from Shannon Hamilton. This man is a beast. He's a workhorse. He can create a list and work that list like nobody I've ever seen. But what I'm going to talk to you about today is for those busy people, those people that have full-time jobs, and you might not have the time that Shannon puts in. You might not have the time that Brian Kane puts in. But I'm here to tell you, if you're super busy, then all you have to do is devote 30 minutes per day, you could have success. Because I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I put in 10 people in the funnel, and that's every single day, and that's why I'm having success. I would be lying through my teeth. I don't have the time for that. I haven't made the time for that. I'm here to talk to you like a real person, okay? I am super, super busy, as is most of you. But what I'm here to tell you is that once you see this working, you're going to find more time. I'll promise you that. I remember when I started, I said I got 15, maybe 30 minutes per day. And then as I saw it working, I started making more time. I started sleeping a little less because I realized what we have our hands on. And I'm telling you, with my success, 10K affiliate, I've gotten there from basically averaging just 7 pre-enrollees per week. And I know that a lot of these leaders and superstars are going to say, shoot higher, shoot higher, shoot higher. Of course, I strive to get way more than that, but I'm just going to be real with you. I've been averaging 7 pre-enrollees per week. That's only 1 per day. But I'm here to tell you, if you can average 1 pre-enrollee per day, you could become a 10K affiliate. And how do I know that? Because that's what I've done, okay? That is what I'm done. That's what I shoot for. I try to get 3 or 4 pre-enrollees. I try to reach out to 10, 15 people per day. But hey, life sets in. And I average maybe reaching out to 3 or 4 people and getting 1 pre-enrollee per day and 10K affiliate, making incredible income and changing people's lives. So just know the system works if you work the system. You can't just pre-enroll and hope to God that these emails that the company sends out is going to be magic, okay? The first step is pre-enroll, and the next step is follow-up. I'm going to talk a lot about follow-up right now because you hear it all the time, the fortune's in the follow-up. And I get this question quite often, well, how do I follow up? What do I say when I follow up? Well, you guys, there's an old saying that facts tell and stories sell, okay? Facts tell, but stories sell. So when you're following up, I like to follow up through text message and inbox. What I'm going to do is once someone pre-enrolls, I'm following up almost every single day. And I'm not sitting there saying, hey, join my business, join my business, join my business. I'm sharing stories. I'm going to find a story on somebody on our team that is going to resonate with my prospect, okay? I'm going to try to find a story that's similar to my prospect story. Okay, if somebody's been in the industry and was struggling and maybe they're ready to give up, I'm going to talk about my superstar Ty. He was struggling in the industry. He was at the company for 7 years, and for the last 3 years, his check went backwards every single month to where this guy had nothing when he started, okay? And look at him now, 5K, about to be a 10K affiliate. I'm going to share his story with people that have struggled in a home business, because that's going to resonate with them. I'm going to share my story. Yes, I have made 6 figures in this industry, okay? But yes, I have failed. In fact, 2018 was the worst entrepreneur year of my life. I was beat up. I couldn't get anyone to join my business. In fact, last month, I made more money with My Daily Choice and HempWorks than I did the entire year in my previous company. So I'm going to share that story. I'm going to share that pain. I'm going to let them know, hey, it's okay to struggle. But timing's everything. When you get around a company that's in major momentum, everything changes. In fact, if you're in a company that's in a major decline, I don't care who you are. It's almost impossible to have success when your entire company is in a major decline. because people research, they find out. Nobody wants to join a company that's failing, that's going backwards. On the other hand, when a company's in major momentum, like My Daily Choice, we just got the award for the #1 fastest growing company in the entire world in this industry. And I want you guys to grasp your hands around this, because we got the award for #1 fastest growing company in the world. And our products, when we got that award, were only sold in the USA. The HempWorks products were only sold in the USA, but yet we are the fastest growing company in the entire world. When you get around momentum, everything gets easier. Everything gets easier. That's why we have so many people that came from another company that were struggling that are having success now. That's why we have people that are brand new, that's never had any experience, that are plugging into the system and having success, because everything's online for us. You have to understand what we have our hands on. So getting to the follow-up, share stories, educate them. One day I'm going to just send a text message. I'm going to find something that's educational. It might be a video. It might just be a picture that educates people on CBD. I'm going to educate them one day, and then the next day I'm going to share a story. And the next day I'm going to share another story. See, I'm not hammering business on them. I'm educating them and motivating them. And at some point on a Wednesday, you're darn right, I'm going to make sure they're on a business overview presentation. And then on Thursday, I'm taking a screenshot, even if they only have one person placed in their organization. I want you guys to understand how important that is. Some people get so clogged up, well, if I only have one or two people placed underneath them, that might not get them excited. My friends, I worked in a company from 2010 to 2014, 4 years. I gave that company. I busted my butt. I made it to the very top of the company, made ridiculous income, but I never had one single person placed underneath me in my organization in 4 years. In 4 years. And it was so frustrating seeing other people and other teams getting people placed underneath them, and they were making bigger checks when I was out producing them. So just know what we have our hands on here is so special. To give somebody an opportunity to get somebody placed in their organization before they even financially commit is huge. A few weeks ago, I had someone reach out to me and said they didn't think it was for them. And then sure enough, on Thursday, they saw that they had somebody placed underneath them, and they upgraded. They upgraded on their own because they didn't want to miss out on having that person placed underneath them. So what we have is so important, but you have to follow up. The fortune's in the follow-up. Out of all the people I personally enrolled, not one single person signed up when I reached out to them. Not even for the free trial. It took 2 or 3 exposures on most of the people that I personally enrolled. And I've been doing this 10 years. So if my prospects are taking 2 or 3 exposures before they even pre-enroll, before they even give me their email address, just know it's going to take you, if you're brand new, it's probably going to take you 4 or 5, maybe 6, 7 exposures. Okay? But don't feel like you're being pushy. Because if you're doing it right, you're not pushing anything. You're just sharing information on somebody's lives being changed. When you're sharing and following up, make sure you talk about the results people are getting on the product. Make sure you're talking about changing people's lives with the product, because a lot of people will get more excited about lives being changed versus you showing people somebody making $10,000, $20,000 a month. Because the mindset of most people, they don't think they could ever make $10,000, $20,000 a month in a home business. So when you're sharing that information with somebody that's never had success before, it does nothing for them. It does nothing for them. But when you talk about people's lives being changed, when you talk about people, we're not allowed to say, we're going to treat or cure anything, but hey, the proof's in the pudding. Just do your research, share information, share our stories. You're going to inspire somebody to try the product, okay? It's so very important. So make sure when you're following up, you're either educating or sharing a story about somebody's health being changed or sharing a story about somebody hitting a new rank, whatever. You're just sharing information daily. And what this does, it does one thing. It shows your prospect you're serious. See, people are going to watch you, especially if they've been in another company before, because most people don't have the leadership. They never get to work with leadership like we get to work with. So they're searching. Once you reach out to them, they're looking to see if you're serious, because they don't want to sign up and then 3 weeks from now you're gone. They're going to watch you. I still have people watching me that are signing up this week that I reached out to 6 months ago. See, people want to make sure you're in it to win it. They want to make sure you're the person that's going to steer them to greatness. So they're going to follow you. They're going to watch you. They're going to watch your every move. And that's why it's so important to post on Facebook. I don't post on Facebook to get my prospects to reach out to me, okay? I'm posting on Facebook so my prospects that have already reached out to see that I'm serious about this, that I'm constantly putting it in people's face. There is no way you can go on my Facebook and think that I am just dabbling in this. People don't want to follow dabblers. People want somebody who's going to take them to the top, okay? They're going to watch you. So make sure you're posting at least once or twice a day on your social media channels. Make sure you're following up with text messaging or inboxing personally to your people. I get a kick out of some people, launch their business and they say, yeah, I launched my business. I made a couple posts. That's just posting and praying, okay? That's posting and praying. You're not going to get anybody to join you when you launch your business from a post. You might get somebody that's intrigued, but you have to launch your business. You have to reach out to your warm market. You have to reach out to your Facebook friends. And luckily for us, it's simple. The reason why I'm having way more success here than I did all of last year is because, one, what we have our system, what we have our hands on, we have a system. But two, I'm just reaching out to more people as well, because how hard is it to get somebody to take a free trial, right? I don't feel like I'm really selling somebody when I'm just offering them a free trial. Plus, I know that this product will change their lives, okay? The product will change their lives. The last thing I'm going to talk about today is getting a little bit better every day in every aspect of your life, and especially focusing on business. You got to get competitive. If you're an entrepreneur, you got to treat this like you just invested 50 grand in a business. If you invested 50 grand in a franchise, would you be selective on who you're telling about it? No. You would be telling everybody you know. So if this can pay you way more than a franchise can, why won't you advertise it like a franchise does? I don't get it. What is there to be afraid of? Reach out to everybody you know and tell them you're in business and you're open 24/7. You're in business to change people's health, to get people healthier, to get people off of big pharma medications. You're in business to get people feeling good again, to feeling alive again. You're in business to give people hope. We are hope dealers. I hope you understand what you have your hands on, because most of our people, most of our friends, they don't have any hope right now. They're going through the motions. They're going through Monday through Friday, waking up miserable, nothing to be excited about, driving to traffic, putting in their 8 to 10 hours driving home, and all they have to look forward to is the weekend. That is no way to go through life. What we have, when someone joins our business, we're giving them hope again. We're giving them a reason to get excited, to jump out of bed. Because when you change somebody's life, when somebody gives you that text and says, man, thanks for sharing this with me. My aches and pains are gone. I'm working out again. I feel amazing again. When you get these text messages and phone calls, it is so powerful to have a major impact on somebody's life. And that's what you have your hands on. And I want you to remember, you have people, if you go through your phone right now, there are people in your phone that are praying for a product to help them with their issues. They are suffering in silence right now. They're miserable. They have no hope. They're in pain. They have trouble sleeping. They're depressed. They have anxiety. They have all these issues, and they're embarrassed about it. They don't know where to go. But you have the answer with the product and the business. But we can't help that person unless you take action, unless you reach out to them and show them and tell them that you have the answer. Another thing you want to do, I want to touch on the follow-up. Going back to the follow-up real quick. After I follow up 1 or 2 times, I always make sure my 3rd, 4th follow-up is with a voice clip of some point. If they have an iPhone, I have an iPhone, I'm using a voice clip to a text message. And if they don't have an iPhone, then I put it on the inbox. I want them to hear the passion in my voice. I want them to hear the stories, because when they hear the passion in my voice, they understand that I am in it to win it. They understand that I have a solution to their problem. They need to hear your voice. And it's just 1-minute voice clip is very, very, very powerful. Okay, so get in your business. If you just started today, then your goal, get your business to grow this week. And then you get 1 new customer this week. And I want you to understand how powerful this is, because this is what I'm going to end with. When I was brand new and scared to death and had no idea what I was doing and had no mentorship, way back in 2010, I was broken. We had lost everything. We had to completely start over. And I want you to know the home business industry completely changed our lives. We lost $1 million homes. We lost properties, 2 or 3 vacational properties. We lost it all. We had to start completely over. You guys, I was 42 at the time. I hadn't had a job in over 10 years. Where else could I have gone that could have completely changed my life? And again, didn't have mentorship, didn't have a system like this, didn't have a product like this. But I took massive action, and I grew my business by just a little tiny bit every month. I think my very first business, I brought in a couple customers that first month and 1 business partner. The next month, I brought in another business partner and about 3 or 4 customers. It doesn't sound like a lot. I only made a couple $100 in the first couple months. But I want you to know I was laser focused on making sure my business grew every single month, even if it was by 1 customer and 1 business partner. If you have that mindset and just grow that business by reaching out to get 1 person every day to get in your funnel and growing your business every single month by 1 business partner and one customer, that's bare minimum. Just focus on that and do the numbers. Lay this out on paper right now, because you have to begin with the end in sight. So yes, these $200 commissions, if you're an executive, are fantastic. Heck, I used to have to sign up 4 business partners in my old business to get $200. Here, we get $200 from 1 executive. It's unheard of in this industry. It's unheard of that somebody could come in today and make $200 this week by signing up 1 person. Most paid plans, you have to do 3 or 4, bring on 3 or 4 new business partners to make $200. So just know, again, we have something super special where the new person could win. But if you go grow your business by 1 customer and 1 business partner by every month, and you focus on one thing, every time there's a new business partner, you make sure they grow by 1 and 1. If you do this, lay it out on paper, my friends. Lay it out on paper. I want you all to do this right now as soon as this call is over. Lay it out and see if you just grow this by 1 business partner and 1 customer by month in, and next month you do the same. You personally bring in 1 business partner and 1 customer, and then every business partner you have, you teach them to bring in 1 and 1. Lay that down on paper. It doesn't sound like much now, but I'm telling you without a shadow of doubt, that's how I built my business back then. And I went on to make multiple six figures Yes, it took me a long time because we didn't have systems. We had to do the home parties and the hotel meetings. So it took me like 8 months, 9 months before I even made $1,000. But you know what? 2.5 years later, because the compound effect goes on, soon enough, you're teaching 10 people each month to go get 1 and 1. Okay? And when you see those numbers, when you put it out on paper, now you understand what you're working for. Because, hey, this business is easy to do, but let's face it, it's also easy not to do. But here's what I believe. When you're doing it for the small commission, you're not going to work hard. But when you're doing it with the mindset that if I keep doing this day in and day out, the compound effect's going to happen. And sooner or later, 5, 6 months down the road, your business is growing by 10 affiliates and 10 customers every month. And a year from now, just with that same concept, your business starts growing by 25, 30 affiliates and customers every single month. And that's just for the people that are putting in 1 and 1, 1 customer and 1 business partner. If put it all on paper, when you see that, that's what we're working for. We're not working for that $200 commission next month. Yes, it's going to change people's lives, but that's not why we're going to put up with all the no's. We're going to put up with all the no's and all the people ignoring us because in 2 years, we're going to be vacationing 3-4 times a year in places we've never even dreamed about going. And the most important part, when you're going on vacation, you're not going to have to budget. You're going to be going where you want and doing what you want. Because most people, when they go on a vacation, they're broke. By the time they get to their vacation, they're flat out broke. They can't even do the things. They can't even do tours. We're in this for 2 to 3 years. Your complete life is going to change forever. But you've got to take massive action now. You've got to take massive action today so your business grows every single week and every single month. With this mindset and our system, there's no way to fail. There's no way to fail. The only way you could fail is if you quit. And remember, most people fail because they stopped reaching out, because they didn't follow up. It's the truth. Most people don't even follow up a second or third time. And if I look at my numbers, almost every single person that I personally brought on, I had to reach out 3 to 5 times. So if I didn't reach out, if I didn't follow up 3 to 5 times, I would have 1 or 2 people in my entire organization. But because I know the fortunes in the follow-up, I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people in my organization to where every single month, every single week, I'm getting paid and I don't even know the person. That's what you're working for, my friends. That's what you're working for. I hope that this inspired at least one person to go a little bit harder today than they did yesterday, to work a little bit harder today than they were yesterday, to make sure no matter what, your business grows every single month. Take it personal. This is a business that could pay you a fortune, but you have to treat it like it's $1 million business. You can't treat it like it's a hobby. So if you got any value, I'm going to unmute the phones. We got time for about 3 or 4 people to chime in. When you chime in, let me know what value you got out of today. If you got any value, just chime in 30 seconds or so. Let us know what you got out of today. I'm going to unmute the call right now.
Today's call was just awesome.
Wayne, Shannon. Can you hear me?
What's up? I can hear you fine.
Awesome. Here is my takeaway from today. I've always done the follow-ups because I know the fortune's in the follow-up. My greatest takeaway that I think will change everything for me is share more stories. Share more stories in my follow-up. I was not doing that effectively. So thank you. That was my takeaway for today.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing it, Shannon. Thank you for everything you do for this team. I've never seen someone pour into a team like you have, and I've been in this industry for 10 years, so I appreciate you so much.
Hello,
Hi,
can
here.
you hear me?
Go ahead, ladies first. Ladies first.
Hi, this is Sarah. How's everybody doing?
Hi, Sarah.
Wayne, Wayne, thank you so much. What I got out of the call was, like Shannon said, definitely sharing more stories, and also just to be persistent. I mean, just hearing your experiences and the ups and downs that you went through is very inspiring because obviously, as we all know, this can get frustrating sometimes. So knowing that persistence pays, even though we already know it in our minds, hearing it from somebody who's been through it is very inspiring. So I appreciate you sharing your story.
Awesome, Sarah. We appreciate you. Thank you for everything you do for this team.
Thank you.
Hello.
Anyone else?
Hey, Wayne.
Can you hear me?
Kai here.
Kai, what's happening?
One little takeaway. Do not take your own personal life stories or struggles for granted. They were meant to happen for a reason. And if the reason is for this, then so be it.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you, Kai, and I'm telling you, your story is gonna inspire thousands of people. How I've seen you grow as a person. Forget the business, but how you've grown as a person from the 5 months you've been in this company is just it's amazing, and that's what we need to focus on, guys. We're changing people's lives just from Kai being surrounded with positive people. Well, we appreciate
I'm
you,
like,
Kai.
is this
Thank
happening?
you.
Is this real?
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate you. Keep it up. Next, we got time for one or two more.
Hey, Wayne, Brian.
What's up, Brian?
What's going on? Just wanted to reach out. Shannon actually beat me to it with the stories and the stories and the stories, but I got one more that you dropped was the voice audios, like when you're on Facebook or Instagram, because text only goes so far. And when you can drop those voice audios and someone can hear the passion on your voice, it only takes like 60 seconds. I think you dropped gold when you said that if you're part-time in the business and you only have 20, 30 minutes, maybe 60 minutes to work the business a day, you're going to get so much farther. You're going to connect with so many more people if someone can just hear your passion and you can share the on those audios. So I appreciate you.
Absolutely, and we appreciate you, Brian. Again, another leader that's just pouring into this team daily, and I appreciate you so much. And yes, you guys, they have to hear your voice, and we don't have time to call people. People don't want to be called anymore. So that's what I love about the texting platform with voice and inbox. You guys use it. If you could follow up with 10, 15 people a day, that's 15 minutes total, and they need to hear your voice. So appreciate you, Brian. Got time for one more.
Hey, this is Larissa. Right?
Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you? You're a big
Doing great. What'd you get out of the call today?
So, just like the voice that you, the voice text message box that you guys do, I did something similar. I reached out to some of my pre-enrollees and actually offered a Skype conversation with them, and I was able to do a lot of Skype calls where they're interested in the business and also in the product. I even tell them, don't take my word for it. Sometimes you need to try it in order for you to be a believer. So a lot of them try it, love it, buy the product, and a lot of them are already starting to become affiliates. And I'm so happy that we have such a great product and such great people on our team that motivate and help us get through all of this.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you. And yes, that's one thing I wanted to touch on today that I didn't touch on. I think a lot of us are forgetting that a lot of people are so closed-minded about home businesses that as soon as you start talking and opening up the conversation about a business, they kind of shut you out. But if you lead with the product, you're going to at least get more people to listen. And when you get somebody that gets their life changed with the product, that'll be your very best promoter. So don't forget that. Lead with the product to the people that need to be led with the product. And like you said, it works because when you change their life, they're going to go share it with the world. So I appreciate you so much for letting us know what you got out of the call today. Thank you for everybody logging on. And again, congratulations for taking the time out of your busy day. I know how busy you are, but if you're on this call, whether it's live or recorded, we know that you are making sure you get better today than you were yesterday. This call is officially wrapped. I appreciate each and every one of you. Have a blessed weekend. Bye-bye for now.